is destructive.
This food is your culture.
Then the culture is destructive.
Well, the voters made it constitutional. Murphy now makes it legal. And we can finally say mission accomplished when it comes to getting cannabis legalized here in the state of New Jersey. There's still tons of work to be done, but at the same time, your boy gonna reflect a little bit, because if you are unfamiliar with the almost 6-year journey that I've been on when it comes to this legislation, I will have links in the description to the playlist that really chronicles my contributions to this to get us to this moment. And speaking of the description box, and you're looking for something maybe a little bit more boisterous from your boy over here, because the rest of this is just going to be a bit of a reflection, I suggest that you shoot on over to the Bitchute link that's in the description, where this lovely young lady here tells the guy who she's banging children that their father doesn't need to raise them because he could just give them over to the state, the same way she can just do that with her kids, because parents have absolutely no responsibility in raising their kids, really highlighting the terrible welfare state mentality that we've procured here in the United States. So by all means, if you're looking for something where I'm just a little bit more, less reflective, more animated, and more, more in my usual zone, by all means, hit that link in the description. But, I do want to take a second to just really reflect on this journey, because probably about 2005, 2006, I left Jersey and moved to California, and really had one of the best times of my life. I mean, it was beautiful out there. It was paradise. But around 2010, 2011, my father, he asked me to come home. He was passing away from cancer and the like. And one of my main reasons for being out in California was, it was far more socially acceptable to partake in bud. So but in the meantime, between time, Colorado had legalized, and I was, really on top of how their numbers were going to come out, and their numbers came out fantastic. We're talking about billions. And, when I first got back here, I had, I really started gravitating more towards the political end of things, doing stints with New Jersey Working Families, and other organizations when it comes to, progressive thought, because at the time I was still rather naive when it came to politics and how a lot of things were. I'm telling you guys, this is probably about 2013, 2015. I didn't know what a Marxist was. I didn't know what a communist was. I didn't know a lot of the terminology or ideologies of the like. And so I really couldn't tell you, I really couldn't tell you, oh yeah, what we're doing here is wrong, because for the most part, I didn't know any better. Pardon. And so, after leaving, that space, I really got into the local scene. A part of my old channel was this show I used to do called Irvington Unbound. It's 60 episodes of me, really just staying on top of news, and not just news, a state or federal news, but local news, me staying on top of local news and having my own local show for the most part. And in the episodes of Irvington Unbound, you can find, I think it's between episode 30 and 40, where me and Jamal Holly had a serious, back and forth about, a serious conversation about, the drug war and everything that's taken place. And it was the seed that, really put a lot of the, black and brown, disproportionate and all this other shit that I really wish that I just kept to myself. like out there, and really, like, I mean, once Jamal Holly and what's the name, McKnight, they got their hands on it, and then everybody else around them like really started moving along with it. It snowballed, and once me and Jamal had that conversation, that cat was out of the bag, man, and it was and it ran full steam towards over a 70% victory in November. So yeah. Purpose, boys. Purpose. That's what it's all about in the end of the day, right? Like, what purpose do you serve? How can you be of best service? Sometimes it's always, like, not sometimes, damn it, all the time. It's very crucial to be self-aware and to know, your place on the totem pole. I knew me personally, I couldn't sit here and convince these lawmakers who couldn't give a shit whether I lived or died to, to really give a shit about, like the angle at which I took it from. But, I knew going to Jamal Holly and, basically giving him that, a political, I don't want to say pedestal, but, a really, really strong talking point. It really helped propel us towards this moment. And like I said, I don't really reflect because I'm already past this. Like, you guys know, I'm looking into into everyone that's campaigning against, Murphy in this year in 2021. But it's important to just reflect and to sit back and really assess, what you've accomplished and really, come to the conclusion that, you got to take the good with the bad. There's a lot of red team Republicans are just crying today about the whole adolescence part, and oh my goodness, they don't care about our children. Shut up. Shut up. Because just like with this lady right here, right? The state isn't a parent. Every child should, and I'll admit, we so many have come up without that they don't know. But yeah, they should have guardians, people that care about them, people that are watching over them. That's why people should be getting made. That's not why people are getting made. And thusly, when you have this welfare state that we have, and it kind of gives, it's the circular logic that I talk about on the channel a lot, where, like, oh, well, these children, they don't deserve to go hungry. Very true. But I mean, like, the parents but the responsibility is not on the state. It shouldn't be on the state. It should be on the parents. And and instead of cultivating this, we should have spent the past, few generations cultivating more personal responsibility. And that's really where I find myself standing hardest these days with, hey, when it comes to accountability, it's really up to you, the individual, man, woman, green, blue, black, purple, white. It doesn't really matter. Like, you're responsible for you. And, and to watch the red team pearl clutch, right? And oh my goodness, will anybody please think of the children? Just sit down, lady. Like, sit down. For real. And yes, that goes if you have a penis too. So yeah, I think we're all set here. I said all that I really need to say. Just, this was a lot of, like, go check out the God's Plan playlist, because I put a lot of work into this. Was a lot of going to meetings. This was a lot of going to presentations, hearing the same redundant bullshit over and over and over again, the same pearl clutching over and over and over again. Me realizing that, like, mainstream politics would never really be for me, because I'm not going to, like, I'm more of a, personal accountability type of person. And that's where some of you guys are like, oh, Jay, you're a conservative. Like, I'm Jay, right? That's who I am. I am the man that my father raised. A man who, when asked to come home by his father on his deathbed, would come home, no questions asked. Despite the fact that I had a pretty sweet life in Cali going for me, and came back here and it all went to shit. but being able to, have such an accomplishment under the belt, it really does, it gives me the motivation to go out there and get this jagoff who doesn't believe that the Constitution or the Bill of Rights is, it's not in his purview. Got to get rid of this D-bag. But the question is, with who, huh? With who? That's really where where we're going to be leaving this off at. So, boys, with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you like it, toss it a like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of you, sub. If you enjoy my fantastic voice and you want to get videos like this every single day, share, because sharing is caring, and YouTube and Bitchute and Like aren't the biggest fans of your boy over here for very obvious reasons. Ring the bell for notifications. Get something from Teespring. Check me out on Patreon as well. Links in the description. Actually, go into the description box and do damage and speak. Let me know. What do you guys think in the comments? My concern's always just the next battle, which is getting rid of Murphy. But I'm glad that my estate's just a little bit better off now. Even though I heard that there was 600 people that got arrested. I was like, how are you still getting popped, dude? Grow up. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comments, okay? And until the next one.
Men, we don't know what we did.